What if the car sitting in your driveway is worth far more today than it was just a few years ago? Stick around because by the end of this video, you might rush to check your garage. Welcome back to Cars Review. In 2026, something interesting is happening in the used car world. Certain classic and modern, collectible vehicles have seen sharp increases in value in recent years. We're not just talking about rare Ferraris or vintage Mustangs anymore. Ordinary trucks, SUVs, and sedans from the 90s and 2000s are quietly becoming valuable. And most owners have no idea. So why is this happening right now? It comes down to a mix of factors hitting the automotive market at once. Higher new car prices and elevated financing costs have pushed many buyers toward the used market. That surge in demand is pushing prices upward across the board. But there's more to it. Many older models are no longer in production, and well-maintained examples become rarer every year. Production ends, and over time accidents rust and wear reduce the number of surviving examples. Basic economics tells us that when supply shrinks and demand grows, prices follow. We're already seeing this play out with specific models. The Toyota Land Cruiser, the Honda S2000, the Ford Bronco, the Lexus LS400, and even the Dodge Viper have all seen strong gains in recent years. These aren't obscure garage queens either. Many were once considered everyday vehicles. Then there's the nostalgia factor. Millennials, now in their 30s and 40s, have disposable income and a deep emotional connection to the cars they grew up admiring. Cars once seen as ordinary commuter vehicles are now becoming modern classics as buyers seek the models they admired growing up. Auction houses across the country have noticed the shift too. Some desirable models have sold for several times what they were worth only a few years ago. And it's not slowing down. Before we continue, tell us in the comments, what car is sitting in your garage right now? You might be surprised what it's worth. Here's the part most people miss. You don't need a Lamborghini or a Porsche sitting in your garage to benefit from this trend. Everyday vehicles, low-mileage survivors, and even specific limited editions are catching the eye of serious collectors and everyday enthusiasts alike. And here's where things get really interesting. Because one of the biggest value gainers of 2026 isn't an exotic supercar. It's a vehicle thousands of Americans already own. Let's find out if yours made the list. The Ford F-150, particularly certain trims, special editions, and well-preserved examples from the late 1990s and early 2000s, are beginning to attract more collector interest. So let's break down exactly which types of vehicles are seeing real gains in 2026 and what collectors are actually looking for. First up, trucks. Beyond the F-150, older Toyota Tacomas and Tundras with low mileage are commanding premium prices. Toyota's reputation for durability means well-maintained examples are still highly sought after, even with higher mileage. Buyers know this, and they're willing to pay for a well-kept example instead of gambling on a newer, less proven vehicle. Next, SUVs from the 90s and early 2000s. The Toyota Land Cruiser we mentioned earlier is a perfect example. Clean, low mileage. FJ80 and FZJ80 models have seen significant appreciation in recent years. The Jeep Grand Cherokee from the same era is following a similar path, particularly models like the 5.9, Limited, and other desirable V8 variants. Sedans matter too, though the list is more selective. While most mainstream sedans such as the Honda Accord and Toyota Camry have remained relatively stable in value, performance-focused models tell a different story. Cars like the Acura Integra Type R and Honda Civic Type R have become highly desirable among collectors. These weren't mass-produced in huge numbers, and clean examples are becoming genuinely hard to find. Sports cars remain a strong category as well. The Honda S2000 we mentioned has more than doubled in value in some markets. Exceptional. Low-mileage MK4 twin-turbo Supras have sold for well over six figures at major auctions, a staggering jump from their original sticker price. So what exactly are collectors looking for? A few things matter most. Low mileage, meaning under 100,000 miles for most models. Original paint and factory wheels showing the car hasn't been heavily modified. Matching VIN tags and complete service history, proving authenticity and proper maintenance, and no accident history, which protects both value and structural integrity. Here's a quick tip if you're checking your own vehicle. Use your VIN to identify your exact trim and options, then compare it with enthusiast registries and valuation guides like Haggerty or Classic.com, and believe it or not, One of the biggest surprises on this list isn't a sports car or a luxury SUV. It's a vehicle millions of Americans drove every day. That's coming up next. Let's deliver on that promise. Because the surprise vehicle isn't a sports car or a luxury SUV. It's the Toyota Previa, a minivan. Certain all-wheel drive supercharged models from the 90s are now attracting serious collector attention, something almost nobody would have predicted a decade ago. Let's look at some recent market values, keeping in mind that prices vary based on condition, mileage, location, and whether the sale was private or at auction. Well preserved. Toyota Land Cruiser FZJ80. Examples have sold for roughly $30,000 to $50,000 in recent years, with exceptional vehicles sometimes exceeding that range. That's a vehicle that likely had a sticker. Price under $40,000 when new. Low mileage AP1. Honda S2000 models have consistently attracted strong prices, with exceptional examples selling between $25,000 and $40,000, well above the car's original price point of roughly $30,000 decades ago. Exceptional original Acura Integra Type R examples have crossed the $50,000 mark at major auctions, an extraordinary jump considering these cars originally sold for around $25,000. And that Toyota Previa All-Trac we mentioned? Exceptional examples have sold in the $15,000 to $20,000 range. Remarkable for a minivan that many people once viewed as little more than practical family transportation. Now here's a question for you. Tell us in the comments, which older vehicle do you think will be the next collector favorite? So what should you actually watch for going forward? Industry experts point to a few emerging categories. First-generation Lexus models, particularly the LS400, have been attracting increasing interest from collectors who appreciate their engineering and long-term reliability. Early Subaru WRX STI models are also climbing steadily as enthusiasts age into higher earning years and chase the cars from their youth. Diesel trucks are another category worth watching. Older Ford F250 and F350 models with the 7.3-liter Power-stroke engine have developed a dedicated following, partly because that engine is widely regarded by enthusiasts as one of the most durable diesel engines fitted to a consumer pickup. It's worth remembering that not every older vehicle will appreciate. Condition, rarity, and documented history matter enormously, but one important mistake can erase thousands of dollars from a vehicle's value. In the next section, we'll show you exactly what owners do that costs them the most. Let's start with that costly mistake we mentioned. One of the biggest value killers for a potential collector vehicle is unnecessary modification. Swapping factory wheels, altering the exhaust, or repainting a car in a non-original color can significantly reduce its appeal to serious buyers, even if the changes look good. Collectors pay a premium for originality, not personalization. So if you think your vehicle might be a hidden gem, here's exactly what to do next. Step 1. Stop driving it daily if possible. Additional mileage can reduce value, particularly on low-mileage collector vehicles. If you suspect your car has real collector value, consider limiting use to occasional drives. Step 2. Gather your documentation. Service records, original purchase paperwork, and any receipts for maintenance or parts all add credibility. A well-documented history can meaningfully increase a car's final sale price. Step 3. Get a professional appraisal. Resources such as Hagerty's valuation guides can help estimate market value, while a professional appraiser can provide a more detailed assessment when needed. Step 4. Avoid big modifications. For most collector vehicles, preservation tends to be more valuable than extensive customization. Step 5. Find the right marketplace. General used car marketplaces may not attract the same audience as enthusiast-focused platforms. Instead, consider specialty auction houses, enthusiast forums, and platforms like Bring a Trailer or Cars and Bids, where informed buyers are willing to pay accordingly. It's also worth having your vehicle inspected by a specialist familiar with your specific make and model. A market specialist can often identify originality, rare factory options, or issues that significantly influence value. Before you go, here's the bigger picture. The used car market in 2026 continues to show that value isn't determined only by horsepower or luxury badges. It's about scarcity, condition, and the emotional connection buyers feel toward the cars they grew up around. Everyday vehicles that once seemed unremarkable are now telling a different story. So take a walk out to your garage, check your VIN, Confirm your trim level and factory options, then compare your vehicle with recent sales of similar examples. You might just be sitting on more than simple transportation. If this video helped you see your own vehicle differently, let us know in the comments. Which car are you checking right after this video ends? Thanks for watching Cars Review. Subscribe to Cars Review for more insights into car values, industry trends, and the vehicles that could become tomorrow's collectibles.